All right, our correspondent Amit Mukherjee is joining us to get us more on that. Amit, good morning. We've just given all the developments with regard to Russia-Ukraine crisis, and we've told our viewers how U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has hailed the progress on the Ukraine peace plan. At the same time, he has termed the Ukraine meeting in Geneva probably the best so far. How do we see this further pan out in the days ahead?
Well, Preeti, a lot of hard bargaining till yesterday evening in Geneva, where Marco Rubio, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, actually met the Ukrainian delegations to kind of talk out the 28-point plan, the U.S. Proposed peace plan that has been proposed to instill peace to get a breakthrough in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Now, what remains to be seen is that initially the 28-point plan was acceptable to the Russians. They were very happy about it. Now, what has come out of the deliberations which happened yesterday is now everybody is looking at right now, because after the deliberations Marco Rubio had with the Ukrainian delegations, a lot of things might have been changed, or a lot of new things might have been proposed by the Ukrainians, because Ukrainians earlier has been saying that the 28-point plan was more tilted towards the Russian side. So what needs to be seen is once Marco Rubio is back in Washington, what actually comes out will be made public as to what the Ukrainians are now looking at. Of course, the bone of contention has been the fact that the plan asks Ukraine to surrender regions like Donbas, which is now currently under the Ukrainian control. Of course, apart from the other regions which are under Russian control, they might also have to surrender that. One is that. The other is that the plan also asks Ukraine to forego the demand for new fresh weapons to keep their fight against Russia on. And the third is the plan also suggests Ukrainians to scale down the size of their army, which is now currently fighting the battle against Russia. So these are the three main points which have been the initial bone of contention. Also, the fact that EU has not been engaged in a big way, because the US has kept the EU largely out of this entire peace plan. But again, Ukrainians have been, pressing for the inclusion of EU, as well as certain, demands of theirs to be included in the peace plan. Preeti?
All right, Amit, we leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.